Sundown towns is a place where they kill black people every time that the sun goes down. No blacks allowed, so when it hits 8 p.m., you better be nowhere around. Clayton, Georgia, a sundown town. Coleman, that is a sundown town. Miami Beach is a sundown town. As I'm reading this list, I'm stunned, I'm like, wow. Buffalo, New York, sundown town. Rochester, New York is a sundown town. Mounts Corner, SC, a sundown town. The fuck is you laughing for? You need to frown. Tucson, Arizona, a sundown town. King, NC is a sundown town. Louisiana got some sundown towns. So if you was black, better stay from around. Clay, Kentucky, sundown town. Palm Beach, Florida, a sundown town. It, Mississippi, a sundown town. If you out there at night, might get killed by some clowns. Canyon, Texas, sundown town. Lamar, Arkansas, a sundown town. Ducktown, Tennessee, sundown town. That is okay, cause I'm black and I'm proud. I'm screaming fuck all the sundown towns, because most of them can't survive the sun anyway. I'ma go in the sun downtown any day. In my 6'4" while I'm drinking a lemonade. If y'all know any sundown towns that I missed, go ahead and type it in comments. They said I can't come to a town, please stop it. I'm on the way and I'm bringing a rocket.
What did you think we were before you began to think of us as human beings?
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet. Something, or rather someone, we had to take care of, because we had to do so much of their thinking for them. We had to do almost everything for them, except living their own lives. Anything outside, we had to do for them.
This TikToker is being accused of mocking African culture for clout. She is seen dancing, climbing trees, and walking with a trash bag on her head just to draw people's attention. And because of this she got over 2 million followers on TikTok. But this type of content is making people mad. They constantly accuse her of cultural appropriation, and even though she feels she's creating seamlessly harmless TikToks, people call her a copycat. One fan commented, "She is doing modern blackface." Many others say she should not be dancing to African songs because that is not part of her culture, and accuse her of creating trash content. But is she really mocking African culture for clout? Some say it's even in her name, Isabel Afro. Because
he just broke up this morning, know I'm outside by tonight. GPS told me turn left for all the niggas.
These people want to be like us so bad. They love everything about us except us.
That culture, it is popular culture. That, and it's arguably like everything from music to sports to, you know what I mean, just to cinema. Like everything is kind of like derived from black culture. The Kardashians, that body type, the edges laid down, right? Just be 100% real. When you see an individual like myself and I got a mouthful of gold on, and when it's from your culture, how does that make you feel?
I feel like if you do it, you got to respect us. If you do it and you don't respect us, that's where all the hate comes in. Just like the whole Kardashian shit, like they don't respect black women, they don't respect black people. So, you know, in that sense, like, we don't fuck with them. But if you respect us, we respect you. And, you know, it's right and wrong. Like wearing braids ain't for everybody. But y'all will find out on your own when your hair start falling out. You see what I'm saying? We can't tell y'all what to do.
All the way back and shit. Yeah, I feel you.
We can't tell y'all what to do, but as long as y'all respect us, because, you know, you doing something that came from us. Yeah. That's what I think about.
Okay, it's like appropriating versus embracing.
Right.
This is fucking dress. Get off my dick. It's twist. I'll never get dressed in my life because that resembles a drawer. And like, I'll never want to be one of them. I'm just a Ching Fong Hong Dong from Korea.
A white woman may have secured her spot in the Columbusing Hall of Fame after claiming that she invented an accessory used by black women ever since the beginning of time. In an article with Fashion magazine, entrepreneur Sarah Marantz Lindenberg claims she came up with the idea of a washable silk head wrap that prevents breakouts and preserves hairstyles. "My concept came out of a problem that needed solving," explained Marantz, who founded the company, Nightcap, to sell her so-called invention that was already being used by millions of black women every day. "It inspired me to create something of my own." What she created was basically a version of the same head wrap that was invented by Madam C.J. Walker in 1906. And the only difference between Lindenberg's bonnet and the one worn by black women who have been on a natural hair journey is that Lindenberg sells her bonnets for $98 to white people. But Lindenberg's bonnet is different. First of all, it's organic, which means, okay, I don't know what the hell that means. I thought all silk was organic. But maybe Becky the bonnet maker knows about a secret Monsanto robot silkworm experiment. Or perhaps she is part of a plot to start a transatlantic silkworm trade. I bet Sarah is a silk supremacist. Lindenberg does, however, offer a few uses for her head wrap that black women have probably never thought of. including wearing them to the gym, stopping her hair from curling at night due to night sweats, and, I swear this is true, supporting the regrowth of all the little baby hairs she had. Edges, Sarah. They are called edges. And of course the black community didn't have it, and rightly so. That said, the fact a white woman is claiming she invented bonnets will forever be the joke of the decade. What else have white people invented?
To everyone that's just so pressed because I have braids and I'm a white girl, I have one question for y'all. Do you believe that cultures should be shared? And if the answer is no, why do you believe in segregation?
Did you just hear what you said? Y'all be saying stuff sometimes, and I don't know if y'all hear yourself when you talk, because so your explanation of sharing culture and not sharing culture is togetherness or segregation. And what you're clarifying for everybody is that in y'all's minds, the idea of being together means you must take somebody else's stuff, because you stated it loud and clear that if you don't share culture, you must want segregation, working backwards, implying that in order for us to be together, you must use and utilize my stuff, our stuff. And that is you guys' understanding of sharing that you have showed us throughout history. You make that statement as a standard good versus bad, as if segregation is bad and unity is good. And that's what trips me up about that word unity. Because for y'all, the idea of unity is not respect. It is not togetherness. It is utilization and exploitation of somebody else's culture, identity, and resource, land, and body labor. That is your understanding of togetherness. And I don't have to clarify it. You just did. Even in that sharing, it's not even mutual. And what the hell could you share with black people that we would want from in your culture of whiteness? What could you share from your culture of white that we would want? What do you think black people want from you to mutually share anything in exchange that your people have not forced upon us through violence, psychological, physical, and emotional violence? Give me one thing you think you could offer black people that you could share that we would actually desire and want. Exactly. Not a damn thing. So this is not a mutual exchange. You understand when you take something, you don't pay for it, and you don't give nothing back for it. You understand that's pilfering, that's thievery, that's robbery. Is your description of unity for black people. That has always been you guys' description of unity, by the way. That's how you guys always enter our space. Banking on the innate kindness of black people. The kindness that has always been responded to from your collective with violence. I have yet to see throughout history you guys utilizing this unity and sharing without stealing. And you're still doing it in 2023. The bare minimum that you can give is respect. And you don't even have that. So basically you want to utilize black people and their culture without giving not a damn thing back. And for that, I have nothing to say in critiquing you in the braids. Because there's nothing we as black people can do to you worse than that traction alopecia gonna do to make your head sabu. As far as I'm concerned, thank you for clarifying for everybody, so that when black people say that they want to be separate, not segregate, separate from you, it's justified. It's justified because there's not been a time that being with you does not suck us dry. It's solidifying for some black people, not all, why they want to get the fuck away from y'all. So you're not doing much by all the multitude of videos proclaiming how you could do whatever the fuck you want. We already know that, dear. We know that thievery is excused in your community. It's just about time that the translation is clear. And the translation of togetherness for y'all is stealing from us. Understanding that black is the standard. Understanding that black is clearly the standard. That y'all want. And in essence, all that's saying to me, your white supremacy is just a delusion of actual inferiority. And you didn't hear that from me. You said it. You clarified, you see. So my dear, enjoy the braids, because actually this video isn't for you, babe. It's for other black people to hear loud and clear when they say unity and want to come to the cookout. This message is actually for black people. As we move forward into the future to understand that all we need is a little translation of what they say to hear clear as day that they are their ancestors and have no plan to change. Start listening to what it is they're actually saying. Because once again, as I work what she said back way, it was give me your stuff. Give me your stuff or segregate. Those are the options they're giving us. Give me your stuff or segregate. So how are we going to respond to that shit? Because even in that segregate, y'all still cross the border and steal our shit. Okay? And may the bald spots from that traction alopecia that appear, get a nice dose of some UV rays. No.
The softest
How many
thing
people in
from
your neighborhood
this,
dress like that? Tell
You're
me.
so tough.
How many people were bust down
Let me ask
keeping
you a
links?
question. Since you're
Answer
so
my
gangster,
question.
Since you're so
I'm
gangster,
from Ferguson. I answer. How many people in your neighborhood dress like you? How many rap videos have you watched? Exactly.
How many?
Culture. That's what I am. I lived it. They're rapping about my lifestyle. You a fucking joke. And you trying to vulture for.
You know this song? It's a cover of this, but with a beat inspired by this. And so how did all these pieces come together? Former Sex Pistols manager and unrepentant culture vulture Malcolm McLaren put the Burundi drumming song on a cassette tape for his new band, Adam and the Ants, who decided to center their sound around its unique rhythm. But just as they started to blow up, McLaren stole the musicians, found a new singer, and started a whole new band. Actually, there was a second singer named George O'Dowd, aka Lieutenant Lesh, but he soon left and formed his own band. Do you really want to hurt me? The Burundi beat recording was also used by Joni Mitchell
Rousseau walks on trumpet pad.
and the Beastie Boys. With long brown hair! But the drummers were never paid for any of these recordings.
Okay, let's cut one.
His musical hero, seen here in a rare movie appearance, was Roy Hamilton.
My chickadee, come here to me.
An obscure R&B singer who greatly influenced Elvis's vocal style.
Let's do the rock.
Roy had a record called I'm Gonna Hold On. I don't like he was Elvis goes, that's got to be the bottom part of my voice. And Elvis just grabbed it, okay?
So who do you think when you have such a luck? I'm in love. Come on, shut up.
Hamilton had managed to extend his career by abandoning the youthful energy of his early R&B hits for a measured string of ballads aimed at a more mature audience, as he demonstrates here in the movie Let's Rock.
My father was an amazing balladeer. He had a great operatic gospel type style, a big is the big sound, the big voice, a strong vibrato. That gospel flavor, he just kind of adapted that style, and it worked.
I'd like to think that the ugly history of blackface is behind us, but before you head off for that self-congratulatory victory lap, I'd like to introduce you to a term you might not be familiar with. It's called digital blackface. Yes, it seems America's oldest form of cultural vulturism has updated itself for the social media age. What is digital blackface, you ask? It is the increasingly common practice of using the cover of online anonymity to disguise your true identity by playing racial dress-up. I'm Dara Star Tucker, and this is The Breakdown. Now, digital blackface can be done in a number of ways, often by uploading a deceptive profile picture or not using one at all, and simply announcing in the comments that you're black and using that false identity as a way to bolster your position around the issue of race. It's generally done to justify behaviors that might not be considered racist if a black person were co-signing them, as in, I'm black and I don't think behavior X is racist at all. This practice was on full display in November of 2020 when former Pennsylvania Republican congressional candidate Dean Browning tweeted from his account, "I'm a gay black guy, and I can personally say that Obama did nothing for me. My life only changed a little bit, and it was for the worse." It was then discovered that he thought he was tweeting from his burner blackface account, under which he had posted several racist and sexist tweets in the past. He offered a convoluted explanation for the whole debacle, but the damage had already been done, and he lost his primary bid. This is perhaps the most extreme example of something that happens on a much smaller scale quite often on social media. Post a comment under a video about race, claiming to be a black person who doesn't have a problem with certain racist language or behavior, and chiding your fellow black people for being victims, sheep, pawns, whatever. The second form of digital blackface is a bit more insidious. It's more common with younger people on social media, and that's the adoption of what's known as AAVE in online spaces. AAVE is an acronym for African American Vernacular English. It's an informal dialect created by African Americans that has evolved over time. It contains a lot of the slang that ends up being popularized once it hits the mainstream. As with real-life blackface, the commenter isn't necessarily trying to present themselves as an actual black person. Nowadays, they adopt the language or cadence of African Americans to appear more edgy or street smart than they actually are. In short, they do it because it's cool. The third form of digital blackface is usually done innocently enough. It has to do with the use of emojis or GIFs of African Americans to express various emotions online. Stanley from The Office rolling his eyes, Raven-Symoné chewing gum furiously. There's usually no harm meant by it, but when it's used by people outside of the black community, it can perpetuate negative stereotypes of black people as overly emotional, aggressive, highly animated, or buffoonish. There is a direct through line to the era of minstrelsy, where black people were used as stand-ins to express a broad range of emotions that white people weren't comfortable expressing themselves. The important thing to remember is that blackface, whether done in the real world or online, doesn't necessarily have to possess ill intent in order to cause harm. Once you know better, you do better. For many people, this is the king.
Well, you ain't never gonna rather have your hand on a friend of mine.
But for a large swath of the black population in the U.S., the only thing he's the king of is cultural appropriation. Now, some would argue that because Elvis helped to popularize black American music all around the world, he should be celebrated as something of a de facto cultural ambassador for black music. In their eyes, what he did was appreciation, not appropriation. And even if it was appropriation, what's the big deal anyway? You can't own culture. But is it really that simple? Should culture be safeguarded and protected? When does appreciation become appropriation? I'm Dara Star Tucker, and this is The Breakdown. Elvis's success opened the floodgates for a slew of artists who have gained popularity over the years performing music that was born out of the struggle, triumph, and creativity of black Americans. Though Elvis Presley is the most famous person to be accused of cultural appropriation, he certainly isn't the only one.
Mommy, I'm coming.
He's not even the first. But what exactly is cultural appropriation, and why is it always seen as a negative thing? The Encyclopedia Britannica defines cultural appropriation this way: a member of a majority group profiting financially or socially from the culture of a minority group. Well, newsflash, that happens a whole lot. Sports teams being named after Native Americans, the rampant use of AAVE by any and everyone in online spaces.
Oh, Whoop the Whoop gonna be there like your favorite rapper, the big ass person.
And endless musical groups who have taken the affects and stylings of black musicians without any real attempt to pay homage to where the music and style actually came from. But why is this referred to as appropriation and not as appreciation? Well, let's use language as an example. I learned the German language because I appreciated it. I acknowledge where it came from, who developed it, who spoke it first, and I look to native speakers to guide me in my usage of their language. I don't mind acknowledging that I'm a visitor to their culture, and I always will be. As an informal American dialect, African American Vernacular English is barely recognized as anything other than Gen Z slang by the culture at large.
We now return to the thrilling conclusion of Gen Z Hospital.
Is Bestie gonna be okay? I'm so pressed right now, bro.
Don't be pressed. The doctor will be in shortly, bro. Dead ass.
It's co-opted, misused, and adopted by those seeking to gain social clout.
I did give me some legs, and because I wanted a little bit of cringe with my feeling, you know what I'm saying? Okay, period.
And when that happens, its origins are often discounted as if it just rose up from the earth. The idea that it actually belongs to anyone is seen as almost laughable. African Americans who speak this way are often looked down upon, while white kids use it to increase their social media following and get record deals. When appreciation begins to take on an element of exploitation, it becomes appropriation. In other words, the person from that majority group now stands to gain something, either financially or through increased social cachet, by taking on mannerisms, language, symbols, customs, or styles that they picked up from a minority group. Does this require avarice or malice on the part of the person doing the appropriating? Well, not necessarily. Can the effect still be harmful to that minority group? Absolutely. Minority groups are often vilified or marginalized for the same behaviors that are praised once someone from the majority culture engages in them. Full lips and hips, dreadlocks, streetwear, not to mention hip-hop, R&B, rock and roll, the blues. These were all seen as dangerous, low-class, or objectionable until white kids started to latch onto them. History is filled with black artists who have been shortchanged or overlooked altogether when white performers and executives figured out how to monetize black art. So it's no wonder that minority groups would feel possessive about their culture. Many people feel that safeguarding it and protecting it from exploitation is necessary to ensure that members of that minority group are in the best position to reap the financial benefits of the popularity of that art. But it's not just about financial gain. It's also about safeguarding culture and traditions that can be very easily absorbed by the mainstream with no acknowledgement of where the art came from. And those two concepts are really at the heart of this discussion: acknowledgement and compensation. Black music's popularity in the mainstream has come at the expense of any substantive acknowledgement of the contribution that black artists have made to the advancement of popular music. From syncopated rhythms to blue notes to dominant chord voicings, the very foundation of popular American music rests on the shoulders of black innovators. But all too often they're seen as an afterthought, underpaid, underappreciated, and unacknowledged. Well, look at this shiny piece of gold I found on the ground while walking through Negro Town. Guess it belongs to me now. Now, obviously, style isn't something that can be copyrighted. You can't trademark swagger. No one's going to pay you royalties for drip. When mainstream culture starts to catch on to AAVE, musical styles, or clothing trends, historically, black people have responded with startling consistency. We move on. We create something new, and that new thing often ends up being vilified until young white kids start doing it, and designers and record execs figure out a way to make it profitable, and the cycle continues. It's very telling that the idea of culture is so loosely regarded, particularly among younger people who may not even understand what it is. Think about it. If the only real representation of true culture that you see around you comes from the black and brown kids at your school, or the ones you see online or in the movies, you'd want to be a part of that, especially if the closest thing that you've had to culture is Walmart, mega churches, and Applebee's, and a society that tells you you're supposed to subdue and dominate everything around you. The reality is that the further white Americans move away from their cultures of origin, English, Scottish, Italian, Irish, the more they long for a sense of true culture beyond what American consumerism can provide. Since black Americans were forcibly removed from our African cultures of origin centuries ago, and were also cut off from mainstream culture in the US, we had to develop a unique cultural expression that can only be described as black American culture. And the exploitation of that culture has been big business in the US since the days of minstrelsy. Since the ascent of the alleged king, there have been thousands of contenders to his throne. We can only hope that the conditions of their coronations would require them to both understand the history of the music they're choosing to reference and to shine a light on the pioneers that made their ascent possible in the first place.
That's what's fucking the world up. They don't care about culture. They care about money before
I agree
culture.
with you.
It's about
100%.
love. It's about being decent.
Yes.
It's about having a good quality of living. It's not anything for the deal. That's the problem. There's no motherfucking humanity anymore. That shit is nerdy. Motherfuckers that care about money can't get no girls without money. The guys that love culture get girls regardless.
You know what?
Bottle service fucked the whole world up, man.
I am a culture vulture. My kids will tell me I'm a culture vulture. I am black culture because I really am.
Are coming on to we as black culture are coming on to your show and you sitting off camera trying to bait us into talking shit about each other and going at each other. You trying to bait us. All the people that went to jail after they came on your show. See, I don't bother nobody until you fuck with me. And then after you fuck with me, I'll say, okay, you know, I'm gonna leave that shit alone. Then you're gonna come at me again. So what part of me going through a divorce is funny, dude? You know how many black people are in jail right now because of the criminal justice system or the family law court system, you as a white boy, you don't even know what the fuck it is to deal with the courts. So what makes my situation funny? He offered me $10,000. They said the dude's net worth is $5 million. How the fuck did you get $5 million? You got $5 million off of black culture while putting us in jail, while laughing at us when we go to court and we deal with the judge beating our heads in and throwing us in jail. Yeah, culture vulture. You fuck with a real one this time, didn't you, bruh? I don't need nothing from you, bro. You can't ever do anything.
Really rough, particularly on women. But I think it helped change the course of the crack epidemic. I don't know what's this opioid thing, man.
But being a crackhead wasn't cool back then. Being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now they seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
But I'm saying that's hypocritical, though. You're saying
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him. So
y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
money.
Come
on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So, I don't know what to tell you.
If you got anxiety, hard to communicate, you might just need you a throat shock or crystal. Speaking your mind, it should not be an issue. When you start talking, then people should listen. Get you an Amazonite, it keeps you calm. Fuck all that stress and anxiety. Time to be happy and balanced. And if you vibrating low, I'm not taking that lightly. Soda Light helps you with self-expression, not being confident out of the question. Kyanite helps you speak truth with no fear. It balance your throat so niggas can hear. Blue Tiger's eyes, that shit, communicate clear. Speak from your intuition. Please don't forget about lapis lazuli. Speak from your higher self, you is not losing. If you need these crystals, go to artcrystalscollection.com. You know we got it. Get you a crystal to keep in your pocket. Throw chakra open, not taking no loss. What is your favorite crystal? Type it in the comments. You said it's a rock, please stop all the nonsense. What type of song y'all want me to do next? Putting knowledge with music, you know I'm the best.
I see you like you're not used to killers being 17. Shit, my co-defendant killed 9 people. Fuck.
He got convicted of that?
And admitted to it.
Wait.
He was 15.
Okay, wait. So the murder charges that you beat, you're the co-defendant.
Yeah.
And he was found guilty, you were found innocent.
Yeah.
Over the same case.
Yeah.
Did he take the stand at all?
He took the stand on me. For me though.
On your behalf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
he got me indicted, but when it's time for court,
what do you mean he got you indicted? Explain.
He got me indicted. He said
you did it.
Yeah.
And then he changed his mind?
Yeah, when it was time for trial, he got on the stand and told the truth.
Nipsey Hussle said, I'm gonna turn all these bitches into lesbians. So if the rappers can kill this and smoke Tuka was a 16-year-old kid that got killed. He wasn't in the game. They can smoke Tuka for 10 years. They can do this. Why is my delivery so bad? I'm just giving it to them like the rappers give it to them.
I got you.
So getting back to you, I was looking at something recently, and I want to know what led up to you asking Boosie for a bare knuckle fight.
Boosie too gangster. Not to have no history of no fights.
Okay.
Boosie too motherfucking gangster. Boosie had a 16-year-old kid who's doing a life sentence for 9 murders. And Lil Boosie was paying him $2,500 for each murder. See, people got to do the research on Boosie. It's a kid by the name of Marlo Mike who been battling and dealing with a mental health condition from the time he was a kid, who was Boosie's hitman. On his chest, he got Boosie's Who's Next. He killed so many people.
Wow.
He killed Boosie's baby mama's brother. He confessed, but then they got to him and he retracted it.
Okay.
So now here Boosie is out here talking gangster, standing on all these G codes. Well, most people don't know Boosie did not walk the yard.
Yeah, I saw you say that.
I can call somebody right now that was in there with him, see murder slip next to both of them. Boosie did not walk the yard. This kid spends 25 years in Angola from a murder he didn't commit. He know Boosie.
Appeal was denied. That kid is going to die in prison. A 16-year-old kid, not an 18-year-old man, but a 16-year-old kid is going to die in prison because he was a serial killer for Boosie. He killed over 5 people for Lil Boosie. His name is Marlo Mike. Initially he confessed and told the prosecutors as well as the police that Boosie paid him to kill these people. He was a kid, homie. Arrested at 16 years old for 5 murders.
Wow, I didn't know that.
This is document. He was arrested for 5 murders at 16 years old. A stone cold serial killer for Boosie. Boosie used to talk about him in the songs. He used to say Marlo Mike is in the back itching for a body. This 16-year-old kid, but he started killing when he was 14. He started killing for Lil Boosie when he was 14 years old.
That's sad.
Within 2 years, he had killed over 5 people. He had a tattoo on his chest that says, Boosie, who next? This is a kid. What? This is a kid.
I ain't know no shit like that.
This is a kid. Do a documentary on it. He had a tattoo. He killed so many people for Boosie. He got Boosie, who next on his body. And he's going to rot in prison.
That's crazy.
He's going to rot in prison for being Boosie's killer. His mother will never be able to hug him outside of prison gates. He'll be buried in Angola. He'll never leave Angola.
That's sad.
But they want to counsel me. But they want to counsel me. And we celebrate this killer Boosie. We love him. And we know he was on trial for 5 murders. And not once have he ever apologized publicly to the victims. He came back to us like he ain't never killed no black people. But he hollering he'll spit on a white nurse. Well, spit on us, Boosie. Don't kill us. When you was out there cussing them white people out on them handcuffs, talking about you a spit on these white people, well, Boosie, spit on us. Don't kill us. Spit on us, Boosie. We'd much rather you spit on us than kill us. Do us like you do them white folks. Perform for free for us, Boosie. You perform for free on side the road for them police in handcuffs. Do that for us, Boosie. Can you do that just one time?
What you see is what you get, I got no mask on. What I do it to help take your mask off. Sonic boom when I open up, go blast off. I'm the truth that they thought they could get rid of. I embody everybody that they killed off. Before man and woman when we were just human. Divinity from within was the religion. To know what came before was the only intention. To reach ascension, you have to question everything you thought you knew, there's no exception. We cannot exist without human connection. It's the closest we get to other dimensions. There's no rush, seconds to